Hi guys, Paxet Bonum. So today I'm going to be introducing to you our next topic, which is function. So our learning competencies today would be to identify what a function is. We will also describe the role of functions in a scripting environment, and we will utilize these functions in creating a JavaScript page. So as motivation, look at the code and the output. So I want you to look very closely at the right side at the output. If we press the button, what do you think will happen? And the actual answer to that is inside the code. So pause this video for a moment, think about it. What will happen if we click the button? And maybe you might have observed correctly, if we press the button, the on-click event of the button, this one, will be triggered. And what will it do? It will get document that get element by ID. What is the ID? Par1. Who is par1? The paragraph. So the paragraph will get this string. So if we click the button, the paragraph containing the ID par1 will change its content and will become EDSA revolution. So what I'm trying to point out here is, if we have a button, the on-click event is the one who changes the contents of the text. But what if, instead of one action that is triggered, I want several actions to be triggered in one button click, just like this one. So same example, what do we celebrate every February 25th? If we click the button, what will happen is it will display first a confirm box. If I press OK, that's the time it will show, or it will change the content of the paragraph tag. If we press cancel, I think I used document.write here. So no changes in the paragraph, but I've rewritten the page using document.write. And if we will just what do you call this? If we will cut it into pieces, what happened here is we used a confirm box, here, and inside the confirm box, we use conditional statements, if else, and we use the document that get element by ID here, and then on the else we use document.write. So there are several codes working hand in hand, and these several codes cannot actually be placed inside just one on-click event. Well, actually it can, but the line will be very, very, very long, and it's very tedious. So the short answer, we must not put everything inside the on-click event. Normally we use on-click event to call on one code only. So what do we do if we need to perform several codes in one button click? And the answer to that is by using functions. So what are these functions? A function is a block of organized code. They are very, very reusable, and they are used to perform a single and related action. So basically what it means is we can group several codes together, and once these codes are already inside one group, they will be able to answer a specific problem. They will be able to solve a specific problem. Now, functions normally are performed by invoking or calling its name. And let me show you some samples of names of these functions. There are actually two types of functions. The first one is built-in functions. They are already pre-built inside JavaScript. So some examples: alert, prompt, document that get element by ID, document that write. You are actually already using functions without you knowing about it. And if you will look at them closely, they have one thing in common. And the answer is very simple. The functions provided all have parentheses. So we can actually identify a function if a keyword is followed by parentheses. No exception. Any keyword, any word inside JavaScript with parentheses are considered as functions. So like I've said, these are built-in functions. They are already predefined inside JavaScript. But what we are aiming at this moment is this number 2, the user-defined function. These are functions that are custom-made by us programmers. So let's just take alert for an example. If we call on the name alert with a parentheses, it will display something on the screen, a message box, right? So a message, an alert, a pop-up box which displays a message. If I will create a user-defined function, let's say I want to display 3 alerts in one go. So I will create a custom function that will be able to display 3 succeeding alerts. So the original alert function cannot answer my problem, which is displaying a function 3 times. So what we need to do is create a custom-made function that will cater to our needs. Okay, so how do we write these user-defined functions? Of course, the function must be inside our JavaScript. So it should be inside the script tag. And we will be using the keyword function followed by a function name with parentheses. Remember, we can always identify a function by having parentheses, or by it having a parenthesis after the name. So therefore, if we refer to any function, we must include the parentheses because it's part of its name. So after the name, we have the block, and inside the block is any code that will be performed whenever a function is called. So let me show you an example. Oh, isa pa. One note here is we always place the function inside the head section. Remember, I told you before that when we do scripts, you can actually write the script either in the head or in the body. But normally, we put our scripts inside the body. Here is an example of a script that should be placed inside the head. Mind you, there are no differences if you place it on the head or on the body. We actually do it for the programmer so that we can better look at the codes. So functions, normally we place it on the head section so that it will be on top. It will be easier to keep track. So again, going back, example, I have a function here. So this is written inside the script. So I use the keyword function. I named it sample with parentheses. And then inside the block, I've placed two alerts. The first alert will display hello, and the second alert will display good day. So I want, if you are watching this, I want you to try and type that, pause the video, copy it. I will be doing it the same time as you. So let's try placing it inside. I will write here. Oh, no, it's a function, so it should be up there. Function sample. Inside, there are two alerts. The first one is hello followed by good day. There. So save and let us display the page. So let me refresh. Now after refreshing, there is no output. The question now is why? Think about it. We have already placed the function, but there is no output on the web page. What could be the reason? If you will go back to what I've said earlier, this third point, a function can be repeatedly performed as long as we invoke or call its name. Okay? In what we did, we only defined what the function can do. We never called its name. We never invoked its name. We only specified what it can do. So the next step must be calling the function by its name so that the computer or the web page will perform what needs to be performed. So there are actually two ways in calling a function. First is we call it inside a script. Let's say here. Inside the body, let's create a script. And inside this script, we will invoke the function's name. What is the function's name? The one we created is called sample. So we will call it, let me save, and let's call the function. So that's the first alert, hello, and the second alert, good day. Now, functions are very, very reusable, meaning as long as you keep on calling its name, it will repeatedly perform, it will be performed repeatedly. So in this example, I've created three, or not created, but I've written the name of the function 3 times. Therefore, these will be performed 3 times. First set, second set, and third set. Okay, now, another way to perform a function is by using our form. In particular, an input button. Of course, in an input button, we have an on-click event, right? And that's what we did in the motivation part. We use the on-click event. Since functions are called by its name, we must place the name of the function inside the on-click for it to be called. So we will write here the name of the function. Let me save and reload. So we have the button here. If I press this one, the on-click event will be triggered. What is inside on-click? Inside is the function name. So the function name will be called, it will be redirected here, and it will perform the two alerts. Hello and good day. So that's how you invoke the name of functions. So let's head over to your activity. Let's try creating your own functions. Inside the body of a document, a web document, I want you to add header 2 hello, followed by header 1 world. And then you add a button. Upon button click, call a function that will change the text of H2 into good day, and it will change the text of H1 into your name. So just remember, in this activity, you need to specify the ID. Oops. You need to specify the ID of H2 and H1. So if you already have an ID for H2 and for H1, you need to use document.getElement by ID to get the value of these, so that you can specify the text good day and your name into the two different header tags. And again, they must be inside function. So the on-click event of the button is the function, or the function name rather. And another level up task. So if you want to challenge yourselves, you add 2 text boxes. Instead of H2 and H1 getting a literal, sorry, not literal, but rather getting strings inside the code, this time around, it with the header tags H2 and H1 will get the value from the text boxes. So upon button click, first text box will be transferred to H2, second text box will be transferred to H1. Okay, so please do your activity now. Thank you.